Hey there, runners. How are you? Steve Gonza here, physical therapist with Run Smart Online. I want to talk to you guys about getting on one foot. So a lot of patients came in this week, and like always, had this conversation a lot. And if you're going to work on your strength, you want to make sure it's runner specific. And what most people don't realize is that when you run, there's a lot of balance that goes into that. So while I have a lot of, not so much anymore, but I have a lot of people who come in doing leg lifts, clamshells, all these type of things. But when you're running, ideally what you want to do is not isolate muscle groups, because when you hit the ground, it's not just your hip that needs to fire. It's your hip. It's your mainly your core on the other side, your knee, your foot and ankle. All that stuff needs to contract together and balance yourself. So when you run, you're going to hit your foot on the ground and land, and you need everything working, and then you're going to switch to the other foot, and you're going to go back and forth over and over again. I want to talk about why getting on one foot is so important for your strength training and getting away from things like clamshells, leg lifts, and all that kind of stuff, and actually show you an exercise that I like to use to help with that. Real quick, if you want some help with this, there's a link in the post. You can try my full strength workouts that pretty much do just this and teach people how to get better balance. So if you struggle with balance, you're injury prone, or you just want some strength workouts that can help you in your running, check that link out, and it's only $1 to try it out. So, all right, I'm going to straighten this out. So when we look at strength training, you want to make sure that you can bias it so that you can find imbalance. So for example, even if you're doing squats, maybe you're doing lunges, it's going to be tough to figure out if you have one side weaker than the other. And that's why it's also important to get onto one foot. Not only is it more runner specific, but you can actually isolate out imbalances on one leg or the other. So I had a runner come in today, and she's doing a lot of squats. She's hammering her squats, she's doing chop and lift, she's doing a lot of like burpees and all these two-legged activities. But when it came down to the exercise I'm about to show you, she really struggled on just one side quite a bit. So the exercise I've shown multiple times, and I wanted to just reinforce that you guys should be doing this exercise, which is a speed skater. So what I asked her to do was stand on one leg, reach back and across just like this, across her body, touch, and come back up. So what I'm assessing there is balance. Can you balance? A lot of runners are like this when I ask them to balance, or they're like, oh, hold on one second, Steve. I can't, oh, I almost got it. And they're trying to like figure it out. They're almost, maybe I make them a little nervous. I always joke that my superhero power in the PT clinic is that I can throw people off balance by looking at them. But if you can't balance really well, obviously this is a problem, because when you land, you're going to be all over the place with your arms. So I had her go on one side, and she looked pretty smooth, and her right side was her good side. So we did this a couple times, and this is an exercise I encourage you to try, is reaching back and across at a 45-degree angle. By putting her on one foot, the left can't help. So if the left is stronger or the right is stronger, let's say in this case the right is stronger, it's going to just be able to say, okay, what's that leg look like on the right side? Because when I put her on her left side, not only could she not balance, but she couldn't do the exercise. It looked something like this. She would swing across and just touch, but there was no lowering to that motion. And despite doing all these squats and things like that, because the left leg was weak, she was consistently using her right side to do those squats. Now, there are ways you can still do a squat and bias it to your left, but if you're not getting to one foot in your strength exercises, you're probably missing out on the fact that you have a weak side. So here's what you need to do next. Get up, stand up for your rights. You can, it's relevant, but you need to go ahead and come across your body and come back up, and just try the speed skater. Try 10 on one side. How's your balance and how's your strength? Can you lower down into it? And then try 10 on the other side. Back and across and up. We're looking at a lot of glute med strength, so you're going to assess your glute, you're going to assess your balance, and you're going to assess the whole leg strength. After 10 reps, how symmetrical are you? Do you fall apart on one side? Can you even balance on one side versus the other? Are both sides really bad? If so, these imbalances are what cause people to be injury prone, also cause runners to run slower. Their training really gets affected. So you want to start addressing that. If you want help with it, check out the link in this post. We actually have full strength workouts that teach you how to build this strength up, build your balance, and build it in the way that's going to help your running. So hope that helps you guys. Always get to one leg. Get away from all the two-legged stuff if you really want to improve your running. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.